Mountain Dew League, Xfinity, and ESEA.
All right then, Envy replicating some of the success we've seen from them recently, both online and hopefully offline, should they get to top 6. Both Astralis and Envy are not at risk of getting eliminated and falling into that Premier Division we now know as the Mountain Dew League, but they are not necessarily guaranteed that top 6. Gentlemen, I'm joined by YNK and Spun J. Envy have done it again, and this time on the other side, Chad. It's almost kind of the perfect scenario.
Yeah, well, they're showing, you know, the depth that they can actually play both sides of this map reasonably well. Against Big earlier in the week, that was the manhandling. This again was the same kind of thing, right? Yeah. On that CT side, they were super dominant in their approach, Scream and XMS being the stars in this case. And that's something I think, you know, we're going to have to explore deeper with this EnVyUs team, because it just always seems like a different player is stepping up. We did have that streak with RPK, but his Scream, the man on the screen, he was everywhere, you know? He was over towards Ivy going for kills, pushing up T-mid, Pop Dog, he was going for the retakes as well. It's very effective when you can have a rifler doing that, because we always talk about EnVyUs not having a star AWPer, right? Sixer isn't that star AWPer. Yeah. When your riflers can be very mobile, they can be the ones active finding those opening kills, and Scream did a very good job.
Well, talking of AWPs, triple AWPs, Yanko, help me comprehend that.
Yeah, that was an interesting buy. It was an MP9, 3 AWPs, and M4. I think it's definitely too much. Yeah. But, you know, EnVyUs having some interesting new ideas, and I think, yeah, Scream had 130 ADR, great game. I mean, you saw that eco A, so rounds like that inflate stats a little bit. But, you know, something has to be noted. Sixer also, I think, had a decent amount of impact in this game, especially in the first half. And seeing as how he's the primary AWPer of the team on that yard area, you know, that's something that's definitely going to go a long way for EnVyUs to get win.
Yeah, really delivering, and it's not necessarily something that we have expectations of Sixer.
Definitely not.
But we can also clarify that, you know, he used to be way back in the day. This isn't his first foray into AWPing, is it?
No.
He's been around the block.
Yeah, in 1.6 he was AWPing for Millennium and stuff. It was different days back then.
It doesn't work this way.
Well, it's not like his team, there wasn't as many good teams in 1.6 like towards the top end as there is in this. You know, his team was one of the up-and-comers. It wasn't like they were top 5 in the world or anything.
But I do have to agree with Henry, though. This did not seem like the Astralis we know, right? Yeah. Not individually and not even as a team. You know, we always talk about them and say they're super regimented, very well structured, very disciplined. But in this game, they were actually pretty sloppy, you know, losing some of the clutches where they had the advantage. In some of their executes, the timings were off, you know, like peaking before the pop flash comes in, making it a bit more, slightly more easier for EnVyUs to hold. I still don't want to take anything away from them. You know, you still have to capitalize on those small openings, and EnVyUs definitely did.
I don't want to speculate too far here, but we saw, you know, some tweets coming out from the Astralis players on social media when they had to wait, right? Obviously, the game earlier, that triple
Imagine
overtime,
that, Chad. You can't play just when you want it. You have to wait for 30 minutes.
Well, we do it for the viewers, but, you know, my point here is that Astralis is the team who we normally, you know, look to as a strength of theirs is that mental fortitude, the fact that they can shrug everything off, water for ducks back, no dramas there. But maybe they were a little bit frazzled coming into this, you know.
Finally, here
little
we go.
things
blah,
crop
blah, blah.
up, yeah.
Honestly, if we're going to talk about them being a professional team, this is like the last week. You have 2 games left to secure like your spot at the LAN playoffs. There's no room for like getting, you know, aggravated about having to wait for 30 minutes. You just keep your eyes on the prize, Alex.
Start shooting those bots, start getting ready. I'm just double checking. I had it in front of me before. So they do need 6 points to qualify, and they've got 2 games left. So you piece that together.
Games?
They've got 1 more match after this.
They have Mouse Sports.
Mouse Sports left.
Is their last game.
Yeah, so they have like 3 more maps to get
3 more maps to get two map wins.
Yeah, I think the way that it works is like...
I mean, that's 100%. They could still qualify without that. It's
by other people failing, but to be, you know, to get there by their own hands,
yeah,
they need to win this map. Like, I mean, you don't want to be going into the game against Mouse Sports that, you know, who are now, you know, incredibly unpredictable. You don't know which Mouse Sports you're going to get. You'd rather be going into that knowing, like, win 1 map, split the series, you Gucci.
Well, yeah, you want to take away the variables, right?
Yeah, well, Alex, we were talking about, you know, Nuke teams and NIP and so forth. Next map is going to be Nuke in this particular game, so after a while we get to see Astralis and how good are they actually going to be on a map where EnVyUs isn't too shabby either.
No, we did get to see them versus, was it, we were watching a game, was it in ECS, where we just saw Astralis, they had like
G2.
G2 against G2.
But they were like losing by a big margin, and then they slowly started mounting a comeback, but G2 closed it out.
Yeah, I mean, we got some ridiculous frags from there. I mean, they're pulling the Mag 7 out on their CT side. Expect some fireworks from the Star Brigade, and that's if they do come in on an individual standpoint. 6 frags from Dupree on that map. I think frazzled and lost is words we'll continue to use.
Yeah, I was saying, you know, he's a player who steps up more when they're playing a looser style of Counter-Strike, and it seemed like they were playing a little bit looser style of Counter-Strike, but he wasn't getting much done. T-side of Train can be a rough spot, same as T-side and Nuke, but flipping you know, into this map, hopefully we see you know, a better Astralis here, because we don't want them to, you know, miss out on the finals in their home country first and foremost. I think, you know, it'll be interesting to see if that Molotov plays into the meta of the outside smokes, or there's a couple of other things as well you have to consider going into Oakland, you know, next week, is the fact, sure, they want to secure that spot for the finals, but how much are you going to show knowing, you know, I think Nuke makes it okay because you're playing best of ones next week in the group stage, so you probably won't be playing Nuke a lot, but, you know, this is something that could be weighing on the in-game leader / coach's mind.
I think usually the way it goes is you try to win by playing the old way, like the default way, and then if that's not working, then you maybe throw in one of the new rounds that you have just to get that
push you over the edge
round. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, we go into Nuke where are EnVy kind of an unknown quantity on Nuke? I mean, they have not been at the tip of your tongues when we talk about Nuke teams.
I just don't think they get to either play it that often in matchups or whatever. It's not a map that they dislike. You know, you can see, I think Scream is a pretty important factor for them on this map. We just saw him have a good game. The way that he's able to roam around with the rifle, he can do that on the CT side of this map as well. I think he buddies up with Happy. You know, they kind of change duties between Yard and Ramp with the rotator roll at Ramp, actually, with the AWP and the rifle. They mix it up. So it's quite nice synergy, and it reminds me a little bit of G2's Nuke in how active they are on their CT side, you know, rotating through Secret quite a lot, making sure they take jewels in the right areas. I think that... I'm pretty sure that Astralis will be starting on the CT side here, right? So they're going to get the gears going early. I think I'm going to lean towards Astralis again, just because I think there's a lot on the line for them, and Nuke is probably better for them than...
Just a quick glance at the stats, actually. HLTV have hooked us up with a nice graph. I can just see straight away they've played Nuke more, and they've won it more than Train with this current roster. So I need to start eating my words, get the knife and fork out. But you guys still saying Astralis taking this one in every way they should? Assuming, no?
2-0 EnVyUs.
Oh.
Yanko thinks the French are taking this one. We'll find out. The casters will be telling us whether or not the French can make it a 2-0 and get Astralis sweating heading into their last game tomorrow versus Mouse Sports. Let's jump in with Henry G and Sado.
Yeah, certainly pressure on for Astralis. Imagine they got knocked out by EnVy and Mouse in an event that is finally in Denmark, the first premier event in CSGO in Denmark in Odense.
Odense. Well, here we go then. It will be Nuke to round off the evening. It's been a long one with the triple overtime, but still some very good games played, and maybe one that could deliver at the very end as well. Astralis didn't look their best there. Not a team I'm used to seeing from them. Seemed to have lacked structure and made a few mistakes in terms of leaving the bomb and spawn, missed flashbangs, and the timings were off. Hopefully we can leave that behind us and have a really good game here on Nuke. We'll have a CT start for the Danes where most people feel more comfortable. And the T side, we explained it in depth earlier if you didn't join us. We're just explaining the idea that every team pretty much has the same strategies with the smokes outside and variations around that. We'll have a look at the buy for now. 3 sets of armor. Scream yet to buy. He likes to get the Deagle out every now and then. He's not going to buy anything. No, come on. Okay, he has.
Don't do this to us,
He's got some armor at the end. Last second purchase. Nade and Squeaky Door. Could be a little rush here. Smoke comes in for the vent dive.
Smoke comes in for the vent dive. The dive has not gone all too badly in the fact that they're all downstairs. Sixer as well, and full HP. Zipix will rotate off early, aware that he is down there, goes for that fight, needs to win it cleanly and quickly because he's got pressure behind, and they're too close. He wasn't ready, but Glaive certainly was. He follows up, takes down XMS. Happy's the victor of all.
Yeah, good play by Happy. Finds player in the vent and behind the silo. 3-on-2. Bomb will be planted at this point. This kill might decide the round. Dupree tagged up. Happy looking to finish him off, which he will. The Kiabu, no kit. 3 kills to find. Take a massive error from EnVyUs to win this one. Not looking likely. The way they've been playing tonight has been pretty spot on. No massive mistakes from them. Want to save his armor at this point. Oh, potentially not. Fancies it. I think at this point I'd be saving the armor all day long.
Gabby gets a good shot over top though. Saving the armor, but taking players with him in the process. In fact, he knows that they're going to peek out from Toxic. He just wants everyone to die. Everyone to die. He's a morbid person, and not everyone will die. Happy's gotten away.
Happy with 3 kills. It was a nice little approach there from EnVyUs. He saw the smoke come out of the Squeaky Door, just land in front of the hut so he can get a play down. Vents even waited for the shots to be spammed, wait for the reload. Then we get this kill. And then second as well. Very nice stuff from Happy, as his teammate already went on the vent. He follows up, and they always do this Mac 10 round. And this is how they've lost rounds before. Smoke's deployed outside. And they'll obviously go towards secret steps. We want to make things very close range. As Molotov to push any CD back that could be there, that will be down by the time they do enter the area. They're not actually going at all towards lower. And that's a really nice smoke from Zipek. It segregates the Ds, makes things uncomfortable. And as you can see, it's very effective.
Very effective indeed. Scream sits back behind the smoke at the ramp. They've gotten an awkward situation at their hands until RPK steps up, as always. Some people call him the tank. It's because he just keeps on rolling. Is that why?
He should just tag up as RPK Tank.
Oh,
that was his name in source. That was his actual name.
Well,
It's like Patch Your Biceps.
not as interesting, is it? Not really.
And Shoxy used to call himself Shoxy Jesus. It was like a proper tag.
I knew that. Yeah, I knew that. Well, he's done that a few times, even in CSGO.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is Jesus, though, let's be honest. He is the coming of the Lord and the Savior of humanity. Some people just call him Sexy Jesus, in fact.
Sexy Jesus. Full eco for Astralis, not so sexy, as they'll just be having default weaponry here. Up against 3 AKs and a couple of MAC-10s. Smokes outside, Scream willing to duel Zipex here, and well, duel he'll win. Takes him down cleanly. It's Sixer to find the second frag. Happy, ready and waiting to find more MAC-10 kills here. We've got a lot of money for the French side here. Even more so now. It's another 1,200 bucks in the bank.
In the bank.
By himself.
Lonely. Device is so lonely. He has nobody to call his own. Poor guy, he's even in the corner. Like, imagine having recess and going and just sitting in the corner by yourself. Those days sucked, Henry, let me tell you.
Weren't great.
No, I played wall ball by myself a few times.
It's pretty fun.
Until I threw the ball so hard it bounced back and hit me in the face, and even the ball didn't like me.
Well, you're a lot more friendly with balls these days.
That's true.
Number 3 going in favour of EnVyUs, and it will be number 4 in the bag. And we'll have a look at the replay. Nothing to get too excited about. All the MAC-10 kills against the unarmed players. Happy. This one was quite nice, the tapping away of the MAC-10. And a bit of a bonus situation here. Only one unarmored head. It's going to be XMS and Happy with their MAC-10s. Usually go for a rush in these sort of rounds, like out the squeaky door, cause some chaos, and we have smoke towards main first. We'll see what they decide to do.
Well, Glaive shuts down the immediate push, as he'll get some Molotovs thrown toward the immediate squeaky position, but it's Dupree that starts off the kill. Kiarbi, meanwhile, is pushed up at outside. I don't mind it. I don't. I really don't. Scream's going to be the one that waits toward secret presence, and Sixer heads that direction as well. Scream will Molotov behind red crate. That does not do much, however. Given the position, Dupree's backed off. Unfortunate. Because he would have easily been primed and ready to find Sixer. Device, meanwhile, will be the next to push. He'll go around and immediately cover off. Go ahead and mute Sterling. No one cares. The secret position. Sixer with Scream there, and he immediately should peek at least one of the two, but Scream's actually gone back the other direction, having thrown the smoke toward heaven. It's bounced in. Sixer hits the shot anyway. He's been sharp.
He has. 4 and 4 now. Time ticking away, though. Less than 30 seconds. Good shot from Kiarbi. That's recovered. He knew where Sixer was and strikes him down. Flashes towards upper. Doesn't affect Glaive at all. That's an easy frag for him. That should be the round at this point. There's no real way to make much of this. Scream, though, probably countered his AK. And his teammate drops, and that'll be the round. Astralis win the first gun. It was a bonus round, remember, though. 2 MAC-10s coming in. Still plenty of money for EnVyUs to buy into this one. 8K unhappy. So they were just trying to cause as much damage as they could there. Unfortunately, only got 2 kills. Not really enough to really weaken the CD sides. But money, even after only 2 kills coming in, will still go down to 4 players on less than $1,000. So it's still very beneficial. Win this round. It's almost certainly a force buy situation for Astralis with his pistols or even a full eco. Maybe a double one of that. We'll get to round number 5. No orbs coming out just yet. Device on the rifle. He goes towards the secret steps through ramp. He'll smoke for his teammate first. He actually doesn't. He wants to keep his smoke, and his teammate will be having to use it at the very start. Zipex, though, a safe set of hands to hold the ramp. Plays it very well. One of my favourites to watch. It's Dupree did that in the last round as well.
He did. That's twice that they let him get in and out for free. He had 100 HP at the end of the last exchange as well. So Scream again, looking like he might throw the smoke. Or a Molotov? What's the decision?
Smoke. We'll follow this one, please. Rush.
Please, Rush, if it's you.
It is him, I asked.
Oh, did you? Well, thank you very much, Rushley.
There we go.
And it's going to be a contact played away. Straight 6, no turbo, straight into the site, but a little bit of aid in the fact that the utility's down. Glaive gets a hot shot on a Happy, and immediately that funnels them away from the upper take. They think Ramp's probably better off, but Zipex gets one kill there, falls off and hugs the corner. As he hugs the corner, ooh, I thought they were going to wrap. Try and open up the round by getting Heaven. They've got no options. They've got 33 seconds, and they need to find a kill to make options work. Bomb goes down, round is done.
Sweep for Astralis, starting to come to life now, looking like it's a better approach, and the team chemistry is coming together. 3-2. They pretty much have broken EnVyUs there. They don't need to force by it. They still have the lead. They can buy into the next round. They've got 6k on Happy, can drop the AWP into the next if they're that way inclined. Let's take a little partial buy here with some upgraded pistols, the body armor. Third stage lost bonus into the next one. That's if they don't win. These rounds are certainly possible. Smoke at the very start. Grenade to the face of EnVyUs and a Molotov to run through as well. Lots of damage inflicted before they even see anyone. Ooh, and then some XMS on 3, 617. Running the gauntlet towards secret steps.
The gauntlet, oh, hockey practices with the gauntlet were the worst. Dupree. For the record, it's when everyone on the team lines up. If you make a mistake the previous game, you have to skate by and they all slash you in the back of the legs. The
reasonable.
Gauntlet. Yeah, welcome to hockey. The most unreasonable thing in the world, but fantastic nonetheless. Dupree sits to wait as Device finds the opening pick. Either way, it's Scream and Sixer for a combined, well, I don't know, 21 HP. Yeah, that sounds right with RPK. He's got just 100. Dupree takes down Sixer, and I imagine we are very near the end of this round. Henry, so final thoughts, please.
Decent attempt. Smokes outside. Got wrecked by the utility usage. Good HEs. Nice Molotovs. Did a lot of damage. We get one kill for RPK, but that's probably all he gets. No bomb plan, almost certainly. 3 rounds in a row for Astralis. This is much more like it. And they can even bring out Norm next round if they see fit, because one player went down. Doesn't know that'll be the case. Still could happen. They could drop a rifle in and Device could buy it. There it is, I think. Oh, no, it doesn't. Goes to the rifle. So a chance for EnVyUs to discuss their approach him, and he's not amazing, but it's fine. Maybe overspent a little bit in the previous round. With all those nades. They're expensive. $300 for the smoke, 400 for the Molotov. Might as well go through it. 200 for the flashbang, 50 for the decoy. There you go.
An essential round in terms of Astralis' equipment. Proven formula, but a proved intake, and the fact that they've got utility, you've got some spark plugs in there for the flashbangs, and the exhaust for the Molotovs, and that is all.
Gadel comes out for Sixer. And it's the same smokes being deployed outside, which are consistent in throwing. That's a very basic approach from most top teams. It's going to be Kiawe trying to play in front of them this time, and he might even go a bit further than that. Kind of ready for it though, but Sixer with a miss. Got the lesser terrorist rather than the form of the Galil. Kiawe takes him down. Nice shot. Didn't really take any damage with that. Throws an nade in. Doesn't do a ton of damage, but at least catches the back of Scream.
Device will wait inside of... What do we call that? The small garage, the secret garage?
What, the little platform up there?
Just the garage, yeah, like that spot on the right. Is there a call for that?
I would just say secret as a general call.
Because I think the stairs when I think secret, right? Yeah. Victoria's Secret. I like that. Thank you, Mr. Producer.
It's not bad.
Can we just call it Taylor Hill then? Because she is, goddamn, she's fine.
That might be a reach.
Sarah Sempia, pretty good too. Candice Swanepoel, not bad. Dutton Kors was decent a few years ago.
Jason O'Toole?
Yeah. Wouldn't want to picture him in some lace.
I would. I've had one.
So, RPK taking ramp in a 1 versus 4. His teammate's already gone down. Shots out for Device, and he'll win the round. 4-3 now for Astralis as they take over control on Nuke CT side, and they desperately need to win this game, if I'm completely honest. As we talked about, they've got one more matchup tomorrow night in Pro League, and they need a spot in the finals.
So the analyst broke it down. They need 3 map wins from these next 3 maps, obviously. They need 2, sorry, they need 2 maps.
2 from 3, yeah. That's
right. They don't need that. That's to guarantee it. So obviously in the outcomes of the other games, they can still make it in. But we'll see. Not looking too shabby here on the CT side. 4 in a row. Another eco as they dive in the vent. And 6 has he got the bomb? He has. ZipX can try and deny it, but that's the new addition. Like, this wasn't as viable in Source, like in this version of Nuke, obviously, because you couldn't behind that silo. So it always was a bit of a gamble to try and get that bomb down. But in CSGO, if you can get down the vent, pretty much guaranteed to plant with that behind silo area available.
Happy with an immediate effect of going down. A Device finds the kill, and again we find ourselves with Astralis convincingly leading, but it's a lot of money now for the EnVyUs side. They can bring out a T-sided op if they want to. Things rather chaotic and hectic either way. Device on the AWP for Astralis, investing into it in this round, still with lots of money left over, and there will be presence outside. No Molotovs that I've seen so far to deny smokes. In fact, the wall will land once more. Shots out from Device. He's going to get ready to throw the nade. The wall lands late, and the nade therefore lands on their feet. XMS and Sixer, plus Device taking out Sixer is decent. It's almost too bad he didn't find a 3rd player with that, because the damage would be adding up. However, it doesn't matter. They've got the man advantage. Device, he still knows Happy is outside, and he won't miss twice.
Nice work by Device. Decent nade damage, 2 AWP kills. Round done. 2 players surviving for EnVyUs. They are struggling here on the T side of Nuke. Managed to get a decent start with the pistol victory, but that was about it. 5 in a row, probably 6 now. Lost bonus accumulating, but no bombs really being planted. That's a nice shot from Kiabi. He seems to have got fired up after the defeat on the previous map.
Defeat will get to you. Good find. Immediately, as Kiabi waits, and this is looking very controlled. 5 players staying alive again. The economy is massive on the CT side.
Very nice.
You do like massive things.
That one for Kiabi as well is looking very good. Just shy of $14,000. As we get into round number 10, no AWP again. I don't think we've seen an AWP on the T side at all. A lot of AWPers, like I mentioned earlier, don't like it too much. It's very limited. If you don't get an opening pick at the start, it's pretty difficult to make it really work. Happy this time trying to play in front of the smokes. Could go for the outside main split, but Kiabi's been a bit of a beast out here. Not this round though. Happy takes him down. A rare opening pick. We haven't seen one of those in quite a while. They have the advantage for now.
For now.
It's Device who's pushing up secret steps. Like, he wants to try and find Happy. He knows he can't just sit back here. He's hoping they try and split between the lower bomb site. Not getting anything for this though.
Whistle of the wind. Don't. Oh, that's. Oh. That's not bad.
That's what I did.
That's pretty good. Sixer. Toward the hut. Cleve gets back up on top of it. Happy is already working outside, as always. Device will peek him off, and exchange goes both ways. Device actually gets hit harder in all of that. A shoulder shot from the AK-47 puts him on 48. With Kiabi already down, it means that ZipX will have to wait and watch them walk in front. They check the boost, but not the corner. He only gets 1. Sixer there immediately for the trade.
1 is okay in that situation. He keeps the man advantage and gets the information with the time running down. He can make a pretty accurate call. They're going towards lower. Device is already there waiting for them. It's Happy with the backstab. He's so good at these sort of plays. Gets down the vents. Is screamed to step up at the lower bomb site, and this could be the first gun round going in favour of EnVyUs. It's been a rough half for them, but now they're back on the board. 6-4. Happy with the backstab, and ZipX, you're right, only gets 1. He could have played in a safer spot. just played on the ratings and gone for 1 kill, dropped down, or even just played for information, but he was pretty committed in that corner.
So again, lots of money undoubtedly right now on the CT side, but the fact that they've gotten the 4th round, that they've grinded it out to 4, is pretty good, all things considered, still on Nuke. So we'll see if they can continue on with such great fashion.
We will see. Time will tell. In terms of that reinvestment, we've got about 2k per player on the other side, so they won't be fully broken if they lose this. They can still buy. That's even if the bomb doesn't go down, they'll have a pretty strong buy if it gets planted.
Settle down with that pistol. It's really loud. As it rattles off in continuous fashion in the distance. We need a snow map.
Ruska.
Yeah, I'm down.
Remember that?
Yeah, I didn't play it, but yeah, I remember it. I've seen it. Dren has a video about it in CS Source of how you crouch under the stairs. You look down so that when you cross the stairwell that goes to B, you keep your head down, they don't see you, and then you're on the left side of the stairs when they peek.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. Dupree. He'll wait at Hut with smokes down in front of him. He can afford to be aggressive. He's not going to push through this time. RPK seems like he's ready if he does. That's enough of that. So a deep smoke that bounces, collects out through the door, which means they can enter and potentially even jump through the window. But Dupree, oh, I thought he fancied it. Thought he fancied getting aggressive after the fact. He knows that they're going to be heading in squeaky, and he's limited. His position gone. RPK finds it, but he's traded by Glaive, and it's back toward ramp instead for Envy, with Zippix at the helm of holding. It's gone already, though, unfortunately for him, and Device can't hit the shot.
He's having a rough time around. Usually so careful and cautious when he falls back, but it's EnVyUs now, finding the lion's share of the kills, 4 on 2. Device has to find something in the vents, which he certainly does. Happy gets dropped, so it's going to be a double kill. As Kiabi denies the bomb with 5 seconds remaining. I think that's it, it's enough. Device can just stay alive here, 6 sure, it's a nice shot, but they cannot plan. It's over, and it's Device that goes down, but it doesn't really matter. It's Kiabi that's the hero. I didn't see it from his POV. I think he was a squeaky door when he opened it up from the window side. Denied the plan. Things got very chaotic indeed. That was a 4 on 2 situation. It started with Device dropping down the vents. Gets one, takes the aggro away. Kiabi denying the plan. And there we have it. Not necessarily a reset, because like I said, even with no money coming in from those two players, they're not going to force us. What is this?
Hank's confused.
They've saved an AK and an orb.
And they don't force. Envy is, I think they're trying to break the stereotype.
They could have got like a little armor and then like UMPs or CZ. I think that's definitely worth it with the AWP out.
Look at Happy, though. He's gone. If he can swing, I don't think Device has any idea that he's... Oh, here, never mind. Zippix does.
He definitely knows.
Yeah, Call, you come deal with him. I'll just keep watching out here with the op. Wait for the second approach, of which there is none currently.
There we go. It's Zippix going down once again. He really needs to start playing more cautiously in round because he's not really having a good time there. It's a nice flank from Kiabi, but one that won't be fully realised. He gets 1 kill there, Dupree in the squeaky door room. They seem to be aware that's a possibility. RPK watching it like a hawk. The old veteran spots him out, but will go down in the end. It's a 2 versus 1 now. Scream, not known to be an AWP, will have it on his back for now, no, in his hands. As Dupree has low HP, goes down to the vents. We have got a little bit of time here, 45 seconds. Needs to find the opening pick, and has no information as to where the remaining CTs are. They're currently set above the hut. Glaive is right beneath him. Misses the shot. That was the chance. Dupree was in the lower bomb zone, 10 HP. If he hits that one, which is certainly possible, he wins the round.
And a 5th round would be massive for Envy on Nuke. Instead, they now sit 8-4, half of that of which Astralis should achieve and have achieved, to be fair. Say should, because of course
Six
this
has
is
got a Glock. There you go, Galil at the end. He obviously didn't get any money from the previous round after saving the weapon. Oh, did they do the Molotov trick outside? I think they did.
I think they did that time.
I heard it happen, and yeah, we're going to see more and more of that.
It's the first one that they actually got.
It's the game breaker.
Yeah, unfortunately, they didn't have anyone at the ready toward highway, but they still do get kills on the way through, so it doesn't really matter. Or, excuse me, on heaven. I'm pretty sure that's where it was. It wasn't the second one, though. It wasn't the deep smoke. But yeah, this is going to change the meta. This is going to really, really, really open up the map in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it's weird that no one's ever considered it. Like you mentioned that one in Inferno before. It's Freiburg, I think, that first started talking about it. The one you could throw the Molotov on the roof of the B.
From T-spawn.
From T-spawn, right? And then it would stop any smokes on the CT side coming in from, like, arch side and middle. It would stop those smokes happening.
That's right. Yeah, because you'd throw them over, they'd bounce off the roof. But if
that would take
there,
I think that was one you could spot it coming across the map, and then you're like, crap, get it down. But it was like really inconsistent. That wasn't like as cool as this one.
Yeah, no,
it wasn't a game changer.
I think that one was okay. That one was, I think, cooler in the way that it's thrown, and it was like a set smoke. But yeah, it wasn't as cool in the fact that this is easy, and it breaks the game because it's so easy. XMS, aggressive, already inside of the Molotov, found by Dupree. You know what, actually, I'll take it back here. This is cooler, you're right. I'm sorry to have disagreed with you.
Ooh. Well, full eco for EnVyUs. This half is coming to an abrupt end. We'll be round number 15 next. Scream gets one, and we're getting a little bit overzealous here, Astralis, but it looks like it's almost contained. Another kill comes in favor for 6, so that Glock doing some damage. Device finally deals with that. It's happy with the PG-50, won't be able to do much up there. Double digits for Astralis, 1 round to go.
1 round to go, not bad. Not a bad number. Round 15. If they can find 11-4, I'm thinking they're going to be okay. If they don't, the way we saw them play on Train, they were pretty lackluster. Left a lot to be desired, so hopefully we don't go down that route twice.
Nice shot from RPK. Feels brave, gets in the hut. Completely dispatches of Dupree. And we have a 5-on-4 to work with here. Outside smokes will be deployed now. Hoping that this doesn't get extinguished, we will follow it. We'll have a look. It looks like they'll make it just fine.
Molotov's there, but there is a glaive up close. No one going over top of Silo, thankfully, because he's so far out. And XMS took down Kiarbi immediately as he peeked. So even though this looked like a good setup from Astralis, they've lost 2 already, and they've lost Secret or Haptic. His device is there. Molotov down, they're going to have to push through. AWP knows that they're going to go through. Actually snapped to hit XMS in the corner. That was very fast. But Sixer was right in front of him as well with an AK-47, and it's now Glaive and Zippix versus 3. Good shot from Scream. That's about what you'd expect.
Yeah. They'll deal with the final frag, 10-5. After going up 3-0, you'd expect a little bit more out of EnVyUs there, but still an acceptable scoreline. I'm sure they've got a lot more to say about it in the second half. We'll find out how that goes after this break.
Sit here and confirm it. Hello and welcome back. As we talk about some logistics behind the scenes, we have to confirm the fact that Astralis need 2 from the next 3 maps. 10-5 is the score.
It has to be confirmed. That's why we have to look at it. And it will be 10-5, double digits for Astralis. Very well done after going down 0-3. They got battered on Train. EnVyUs looked very good as they have been online, there's been a bit of criticism thrown around saying they do very well online in the qualifiers and then don't seem to turn up at all at the actual event itself. And hopefully they can prove us wrong. Always up for that. Team of their caliber and prestige with the names and former world champions like Happy, Scream, RPK, etc. You'd expect a bit more out of them in terms of LAN performances as of late. But still, always a dangerous team, as they've shown us already. Deep water incoming, don't jump in unless you've got your armbands on.
It's not deep, though. Valve's a troll.
That's true.
That was actually one of the funnier posts this year.
One of the updates it did, yeah.
Well, keep your eyes peeled upon Astralis' ostentatious presentation toward the inner and upper sight. Xyp9x actually decides to fool us all and head down the vents like a little gopher. And he'll wait because Device is already opening up. Ramp, Happy. Oh, it's the backside of a headshot hitbox. He finally hits it, but all the attention is turned his direction, and when he repeaks, he goes down to Dupree. That's painful, I'm sorry.
Yeah, could have got a lot more in about. It will be a clean round for Astralis, pretty much. Just one awkward kill from Happy. Scream left in the 4 versus 1. He comes on the ramp as well. And that should be it. He'll be spotted at this point, so even if he kills Dupree, it'll be useless. If he gets this one, we might have something. But denied it for now.
For now. Shot in. Pretty good from Glaive. Dead Screams. Now we've got 11 rounds for Astralis. They can build this up, hopefully for their sake, to 13. So 2 more rounds.
Oh, we're replaying this.
Yeah, might as well go through the pain again.
Round number 2. Force buy from the French side. Need this desperately. It'll be 13-5 if they don't win it. That's almost a death sentence.
Well, still all to play for on the EnVy side. They as well want to make it through to the LAN. Everyone is capable. Everyone is capable. Shots out. Glaive wins. Happy goes down. Good start again from the guns. Speaking of guns, you've been hitting the gym lately because you look pretty fit over there, Hank.
Yeah, I've been lifting a lot of things, mainly pints and burgers, but it's going well. The workout routine is getting there.
Keep it up. It's all about creating a habit, a ritual, and a repetitive practice.
I'll definitely be doing that.
More shots echoing. Ooh. Beginning out because it's the CZ that does a tremendous job. RPK. Another kill toward Decontamination has held the door fully shut despite it being wide open, and it's now going to be Scream found by Xyp9x. He'll go down. That brings them back to within range. More so because XMS has 1 HP. Sixer has 10. They're both gone. Dupree finds everyone, in fact, as he swings inside and spots the last RPK player.
Yeah, it was quite exciting, those CZ kills coming in, but still, no kits and low HP players, it was always going to be unlikely. Dupree aware of the situation, has a bird's eye view from the catwalk and just sprays them down one by one. It's quite a nice aim and quite aggressive and confident stuff, but nothing to write home about. We're going to a full eco here from Astralis, and we'll see whether they can find the 13-5. Almost, I'll give it a 92% chance.
92%?
No, actually 94.
Oh, I like 92. It's my race car number. Can we have 92 again?
Yeah, 92%.
Thank you so much. Truth be told, it's actually my dad's number. Mine was taken. Shots going behind the silo screen. Trying to peek back out. Can't get Dupree. He's still trying. He's still dancing. They see me dancing. They see me dancing. But Scream's still shooting, and he's probably still getting headshots because he's the headshot machine.
13-5. And a force buy in the second. I think Sixer will get the AWP. He didn't get armor or even a pistol, I think. A P90 XMS. Matthew, please explain.
So the P90 is not actually a gun that shoots bullets. It is a piece of 2x4 that you cut 2 holes into, shave the bottom, place it on the top with some super glue, and it shoots out troll teeth. 50 of them, in fact.
And why has XMS bought that?
Oh, that's what you wanted me to explain. Yeah. Spray and pray, baby.
It's an interesting choice of a weapon. You get no extra kill bonus with it. It's the same as a rifle, $300. It costs $2,350. It has got a lot of run spray potential, does more damage, but it's a very rare weapon to see come out in pro level CS. Even in matchmaking, it's rare to see it. We'll see what he can do with it, maybe. He does like the SMGs. He's often playing with the MAC-10 and the MP9. Device with a missed Molotov there. Won't be the end of the world, but maybe Scream's kill will be. He'll get one and dink up another, and it's up to the P90 to pick up the pieces. It'll do nothing, and this is a little bit clumsy from EnVyUs, rushing into that lobby. It leaves them in a 3-on-2, but luckily, Device on 3 HP, Dupree at 50% health. Clave will spot one, doesn't want to give up himself just yet. RPK might have other things to say about that. Knows he's gone towards ramp now. Good information gathered from the lobby.
Good information is, well, good information. It's not bad information.
No kits, just a note. The 3-on-2, one of which is the AWP, which makes the HP lesser of a factor.
Certainly does. AWP is going to try and work in still, though, in a very linear perspective from Sixer. In fact, I think they're going to give up on this and go for the save. This will concede a 14th round to Astralis as they back out toward T-spawn.
It's a bitter pill to swallow when you're on the cusp of losing a map and you have to just accept you're taking another save. But they've got the AWP, they've got an AK-47. They only have $2,900 on top of their current pretty much zero. So might as well save these weapons, get the CZs out. CZs and an AWP and an AK, it's actually not too bad. So they'll accept their fate and fall back, and it will be 14 rounds for the Danes.
Well, unfortunate. And it puts things awkward, makes things awkward, I should say, for Envy. Given that they've got mid-3s for money, the AK, I think, is going to encourage all else because they're going to force around as desperate as they can. AWP still for Sixer as well. See if it works. It's desperate.
Shotguns, Famuses, and the AWP. A strange cocktail.
But I'll drink anything.
That's true.
Wait for it because it'll unravel momentarily.
First kill comes in as Dupree the drop. XMS will join him in the grave. It's going to be Sixer attacked up at the same time. And Clave with tremendous position outside, but does get legged up in the process. I think that was probably through the corner of the garage. It will flash in towards main entrance. There has to be a kill here for RPK. Not going to be the case. It looks like this is going to be match point. 4-on-2 now. Happy comes in for a nice position here. If the smoke wasn't there, I'd start believing.
Well, I'm not believing yet, but Happy does convince me ever so slightly by getting down Zipix. It's Device.
No.
Oh, no. What? They both panicked. Device had his Molotov out, and somehow Scream just says no. Device thinks about killing himself, but then decides the world's too great to give away.
Maximum loss bonus. Now EnVyUs need 10 rounds in a row to force overtime here. I think the analysts said they've guaranteed themselves to not be relegated at this point with the match win on Train.
With the match win on yes. Envy, yes.
Yeah. But it's Astralis who needs 2 wins out of the next 3 maps, including this one. This one looks like a lock-in. That wasn't an attack. Okay, look at 6 nailed him. But XMS certainly does. 5-on-3, maybe a little bit too fast here. Astralis, I think, assumed they had a lot less than rifles across the board. It's going to be a clean sweep. Not really a tactic deployed here.
No, but it works. Somehow. One way or another. Shots come out, and RPK gets the final kill for Envy, so they're definitely still alive in this. There's still lots of money on the Astralis side, so no needs of panic for them yet. And I doubt they will. They're in a pretty good position, I'd say, Hank. This isn't 2015. That's when they choked a lot.
Yeah. Remember the TSM days?
Oh, God, do I.
Do I?
Some of the hardest days of my life, Henry. It was like Nam.
Probably nothing like that, but I see what you mean.
You don't know what it was like, man.
You weren't there.
You weren't there. Glaive down below. Smoke for Appy. He'll be able to hold him in position, or hope to, but instead of using the smoke to contain the hallway, he has to then extinguish the flames. I think it's low enough in that position. Yeah, okay, it is. You can back up the stairs and still have a gap, and he certainly does. He gets Glaive down. So it works, at least for now, to contain the lower position. And again, Envy has the lead in the round. Now money becomes a question, I think. There's, what's this going to be, second round loss bonus? Yeah, I wouldn't force next round. I'd sit tight on pistols because they may have to. It's Device and Zipix left against 5.
Close it out. Another clean sweep here. Device and Co trying to drop the smokes outside and force their way in towards the ramp. It hasn't really worked out for them. Not a single kill picked up yet. 5-on-2 situation. And we'll see if they can get anything out of this. Like you said, money pretty low. Huge bit of rounds here. It's going to take 10 rounds in total to find that overtime. That's from the previous round for those playing along at home. They were 15-5 down. Now got 2 in a row, broken the money. No need to force by Astralis.
No need to force buy.
They're going to partially buy into it with CZs. Bit of body armor. Sometimes it's enough. Maybe a rush here. No smokes deployed or anything. They're going right to the lobby. Could just rush ramp or maybe straight out upper. That's going to be the latter here. I'll go through the smoke and RPK should make light work of them here.
Yeah, it does. Awkwardly, his teammate behind him, Scream on the floor, stays alive because they're all distracted. They passed each other. That is not bad from Zipix, but unfortunately it's not going to be much either. 15-7 is about to become an 8. Ooh. That's 2 from Zipix on a CZ. Does he 1v5 clutch this to win, Hank? I doubt it, but we'll see.
I doubt it as well. Doesn't really matter. He damages the economy at this point. Money's fine. If they lose a round, it's over regardless. But every kill he gets gives him an extra $300, so you know.
Oh, he's timed it wrong. Well, I was going to say, RPK hits that kill. There was a player right beside him. XMS realizes it as well as he looked up to the sky and was watching back at Garage as well. It's guns back out for Astralis, 15-8. They are inching this closer. They're making it interesting.
Change of stance for EnVyUs. Double orb setup now. 6 unhappy. It's always a bit of a questionable one. I'm not a huge fan. A lot of pros I know that do see some strengths in it. Obviously, the AWP ramp is pretty nice. You can hold them off for quite a long time. But as soon as like, the bomb gets down lower, for example, or as a full upper take, it can be quite tricky to retake those bomb sites. And this is what I'm talking about. The AWP with the hands of Happy towards the ramp rim. Doesn't want to smoke it at the start, of course. We have one player making his way towards Secret. Successfully in. Not spotted at all. It's Glaive. He needs to be careful here. So he fires a shot, I think, just to suggest one player's definitely gone down. It's up to Sixer and RPK. Once again, AK's in hand. Got the man advantage, and RPK's is not giving in. They might have to at this point. This is the shot as they drop down towards the vent. 3-on-2. Bomb will be planted, and we have a clutch situation on our hands.
We do indeed. As Dupree's going to get aggressive to hold off the ramp with the bomb. Down 2 kills for each player. Doesn't seem like much in concept, but in theory, in this situation, it's going to become a lot harder because it's double. Kiabi needs 4. Good shot from Sixer. Again, sharp in the first map from Sixer. And Kiabi's timing off still makes up for it and doesn't take much damage either, but yes, I think he is. The guns and money gone. Again.
Yeah, it's 4th stage with the bomb going down. They can buy up around this if they really wanted to. Again, they don't really have to. I'd say just upgraded pistols and armor. With the AK is enough. No need to force the issue here. Quite literally.
I like what you did there, Hank.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
These rounds always a little bit dangerous. 1 AK, CZs of head armor, a few nades. All it takes is a missed orb shot and they can pounce. Smoke outside again. Glaive calling that he got down there pretty cleanly in the previous round. No one really stopping him. There was there is a gap though. And he won't hit the shot. So he spots players going down. And yeah, we'll get a kill eventually. So he's got the numbers that have gone down there, and he's got a kill. So a bit of a misthrown smoke. It's the reason they might not pick this round up, but that could be one of the reasons they do.
That is huge, because XMS, although gets Glaive back, is traded out by Device. It leaves us in a 3-on-2.
Both orbs to retake.
And Sixer's got to go down a vent that's covered by Dupree. This looks done. Happy gone. And Astralis win 1 of 2 required maps to guarantee themselves a spot at the finals. They've got 2 more chances tomorrow to find the other.
Great stuff from Astralis after looking weak and disjointed on train. They bring it back together on Nuke, and you're right, that's a much-needed win on the leaderboard for them. They missed out on the finals last season. Hopefully, we can see them in Odense as we continue with the end of the week here. That's all from us for tonight. We'll leave you with Alex in the desk.
Thanks very much, gentlemen. Yes, we are back in business to round out the day. Astralis get a much-needed 3 points. We kind of set the scene in the pre-match, just making clear how much these 3 points or the eventual 6 that they need to do up by their own hands to get to those UNSA finals. It's not been easy, and you did see EnVy really push them. I'm joined by YNK and Sponge to walk through our final moments. And for Astralis, final moments makes it sound very morbid. I mean, of course, of the day. We'll be back tomorrow. Don't worry.
Hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
I don't know what you have in store, Alex, for us on the way back
Party
to the hotel.
time in Copenhagen.
Like, bloody hell.
So what's wrong, Chad?
I was looking at this iPad. I was very okay. The point that I wanted to make, my key point here, is on this iPad that you can see this heat map provided by HTV.org. This is the kill positions on the CT side from Kirby and Dupree. Early on in the half, they were very aggressive. You can see here the green is the kill position,
where they killed them.
and the red, and these are opening frags. So Kirby, the green outside there near the silo, you can see that he pushed and he killed a player setting up, to do smokes and stuff. Those 2 times, these are the green dots towards the lobby. One is in Squeaky Door and one is Hut. Those are the times where Dupree pushed lobby he did it dry once and with a flash the other time. And they got opening kills. And these were early on within the rounds. And the point that I'm trying to make here is that the game plan coming out from Astralis early was to disrupt and not allow EnVyUs to do those set heavy executes. Right. They were taking the initiative, they were finding the jewels, and what that does to an in-game leader, it ruins his rhythm, it ruins his game plan, and then once you're in control of that, once you force them to start playing a different brand of Counter-Strike, you're the step ahead. What comes next? The wall of smokes outside. How are we going to adapt to that? We're going to have numbers there. We're going to play that early rotation. And that's exactly what Astralis did. And that was fantastic by Dupree and Kirby early on, getting those aggressive frags and basically setting the tone for that first half.
So that's what you talk about when you talk about, CT aggression can truly win you games, win you rounds, and this is an example of that working then.
Yeah, so it's super risky. Like pushing lobby on Nuke, you're expecting someone to be watching Squeaky, you're expecting somebody to be watching Hut. But the way that they got away with it, it's, the EnVyUs guys were sitting further back. They weren't doing the out smoke straight away. They were posturing on the roof, and they only had, 1 or 2 players in lobby, and Dupree was able to find that gap numerous times early, which, it makes you have to readdress the way you're going to set up that half as EnVyUs.
Okay, Yanko, anything to add to that in regards to just kind of Astralis taking early control with some aggression?
Yeah, I think it's great. I think some teams get complacent because Nuke is a CT-sided map and they play it a bit too passive at times. They wait for the Ts to make a move, take yard control, go towards secret, and that's when they start countering them a little bit. This is a great way for you, as Shad pointed out, to disrupt them early and make them, rethink their approach pretty much. And it's also great to see Dupree, completely turning his game around compared to that train game where he was, on the bottom of the scoreboard.
I'm actually receiving word now that, according to League Ops, Astralis have secured themselves a spot with that 3 points.
I thought I was the only one that had a direct connection with Mihal.
No, he's hit me up.
He's obviously hit me up as well.
He's cheating on you, Chad.
He's in
thought
my,
we were friends.
I know. I'm terribly sorry. But that's huge. Astralis will be in the Denmark finals. That's awesome.
Can we just one time, everyone just
say Odense.
Let's try, because I think that we've all been practicing.
Okay.
Alex, you've done a good job. Let's start with you.
Okay. Odense. No, wait, that was a bit too SE. Okay. Wait, Odense. So the finals in none other than Odense.
I think that's wrong.
I've got worse. Odense. There you go.
You want to try another time, Alex? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Odense.
How many takes do you need?
All I know is I feel for the stage host who has to go, "Hello, Odense." It's not gonna.
Just gonna go, "Hello, Denmark."
Damn it, that makes sense.
Odense.
Brainstorming.
Odense?
Okay.
Odense?
I think we're hitting the "sir" too much.
Yeah, maybe.
Odense.
Anyway,
it's in the back of your mouth, apparently.
Okay.
Yeah. Danes tend to swallow the D as well as other kind of letters.
Yeah, just like Anders is how you meant to say Anders. No jokes.
Exactly.
No jokes there at all.
And indeed, EnVy did swallow the D. This time on Nuke, we saw them kind of the defeat, of course. We did get to see them go down. Scream still at the top of the scoreboard, though. I'm trying to find some silver linings for the French here. They split the series, fantastic, and they've got Scream firing on all cylinders.
It wasn't like the first half was bad.
Yeah.
5 rounds isn't nothing to sneeze at, right? I think it's when you flick on over and then, they're going to run away with the first 5 rounds and then they mount their comeback. It's too late at that point. You always feel like a team like Astralis is going to ground out that last round and make the victory happen.
I mean, that's the cutthroat aspect of Nuke. We've seen it twice today, right, Yanko? I mean, a solid CT side and you kind of lost coming into that second half.
Definitely, and for EnVyUs, regret is the fact that they won the T-pistol and they were 3-0 up and then can't win either the first gun round or reset them early. That's where you usually have great T sides. Once you win the first gun round or at least like make it very close, that's when you can move forward and mind game them a little bit, and you can execute your game plan. In turn, Astralis was very convincing early on, and then they were the ones aggressing onto EnVyUs, like Chad pointed out.
I mean, we only get to see, what, 7 rounds of Astralis' CT side. It's just completely, you know, redundant at that point. Wait, am I getting that wrong?
Of EnVyUs' CT side. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
But that's the point I was trying to make, is that generally we didn't get to see too much of that, a whole half of the map from them.
They're on the edge of the cliff at that point, right?
Horrible.
Any mistakes, and they fall off. You see that in that last round when they're retaking with 2 AWPs. It's like, cool, the double AWP setup can work, but it's so risky, especially when you're getting down to scenarios like that. And we did have a lot of close rounds where it could have gone either way.
Yeah, well, it's a big victory either way for Astralis, because they are going to be performing in a stadium in front of a home crowd, and that is a feeling like no other. I'm sure they'll be looking forward to that one. They'll be having quite a lot of that, actually, towards the end of the year as a little Christmas present. Either way, I've got a gift for you, and it is, of course, today's results. We'll bring them up. You can see exactly how things have been going down in Chinatown. Our secondary stream looks like it's about to be ending. North looking to try and get the revenge after conceding a map to Heroic. After seeing Heroic struggle to put anything together and collaborate versus NIP.
Worrying signs for G2, you know, these guys are really on the precipice of making it to the finals, and if they're going to keep losing games like that, they're going to have a rough time, because I think it's one of these times where it comes down to that last day, that last match, and all the pressure's mounting. And
And also, a bit of a bigger update for you, Alex, is it's actually 15-11 at the moment, and that's with North winning the first half 14-1 as CT. So now it's going to be 15-12 by the looks of it. So
yeah, no, just confirming, it has just concluded in my ears.
Oh,
North just take it. So the hype is there.
oh, they won a 3v4.
They do 3v4 to close it out, and it does end 16-11. So
2v4.
North did take it. A 1-1 split, and over on the side, of course, if you have just joined us, you missed Astralis Envy, getting to see the French looking fantastic on train again. That's perhaps something teams may want to steer clear of coming in towards the offline season.
And Oakland as well, going into Oakland in the best of ones, maybe get rid of Train versus EnVyUs. They're looking deadly. Put them on something else.
And you mentioned how close things are getting. God damn, it's going to be exciting to bring up those standings. Here we go. So G2 splitting that series. What's that done to them? It's still holding the spot for now. It does mean, let's have a look. And let's not forget overtime scores as well. Do direct your attention to that overtime win-loss. Those count, however, we'll be counting with just 1 less point.
Yeah, I just think people need to realize when we get to that final day, which is Saturday, the 11th of November, everybody will be playing at the same time, right? This is when all the action's going to go down and those last few spots are going to be secured, and the pressure is really mounting at that point. So I think we got Fnatic locked 100%. That was from yesterday. Astralis are locked and FaZe are locked. So 3 teams right now are 100% in. NIP, G2, and North can't be too far off the pace. I believe the cutoff was 47, but obviously that was, you know, mathematical equations before games had happened. At this point, I'd say those 3 teams are on the cusp,
43, right?
with Hellraisers and EnVyUs looking, they're nipping at the heels.
Yeah, so basically NIP 1 more map win should make them comfortable.
Hopefully.
Yeah, from a glance, of course, that's something we'll be able to tell you more about tomorrow.
And North has 41 basically at this point in time, because the last win wasn't in the
Yeah, hadn't been updated yet.
But yes, yeah, we'll be telling you more about that tomorrow, because we'll have more games to be bringing you. We have, in fact, the big versus Na'Vi affair. This is a big one, believe it or not, pun intended, because this is survival. This is survival of the fittest, and in the most intense degree. Train Overpass will be the battleground for them.
This is 2 teams who are drowning, who just want to keep the other one underwater, right?
Man.
You don't want that last spot. That last spot means you're going down to the Mountain Dew League next season, and it's a long grind to get back to the Pro League. So I think it's more important for Big, right, because they don't get as much exposure, but this Na'Vi team is definitely more exciting looking forward, especially with the addition of Electronic.
That would be such a bitter pill for Big to swallow. I mean, we will talk about it more tomorrow, but the fact that they just got in the Pro League, to lose that, and yeah, we'll talk about it tomorrow. A lot to be discussed. Na'Vi as well, they could join Gambit and Virtus Pro in that pit of despair of being a premier pro team, getting invites but not being able to compete in the Pro League. It's a long conversation, but it's an exciting one. Something else that's exciting is North American Counter-Strike. I know you love it. We get Immortals with their 10-man roster. Maybe they'll be fielding today is a different question versus Splice, and then we get Complexity dabbling versus CLG across train.
Complexity have looked surprisingly okay. They've had a couple of changes and they look like they're, you know, bouncing back a little bit, but CLG out of those teams is
got acquired by the Dallas Cowboys.
Maybe that's what spurred them on. Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. Just gonna let that one settle. Anyway, we've lost our mind, and I am a cowboy. I often just played the Indian at school. Let's go ahead and leave it there. It's been an absolute pleasure, guys. We'll be back tomorrow, more from the Pro League, as we try and find your top 6 for the finals in Odense. It's been a pleasure for myself, Yanko, the whole crew, Chad, and the gang. Much love, and see you tomorrow.
Happy birthday, Simon.